Good morning. Let's make something beautiful today for a beautiful cancer patient, right? Welcome to the Knitathon. This is day 8. And who's knitting with me today? Let's see who's knitting with me today. Good morning, Kelly. Thank you for tuning in. Are you knitting this morning as well? I'm curious. So today's project is sponsored by Pamela. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate your support. And the patient that receives this item today is going to appreciate your support as well. So happy that you sponsored this project. This is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a mix, but it's going to be fun. Ooh, Kelly's knitting today. Yay. Are you working on a scarf? Today's project for us is a scarf, but I have to share with you that I got a head start. I got a head start because I found that the last time or each time that we've created a scarf, it has gone over and I have had to complete the project of off air, so to speak. So I want to try to um, complete this today, and I need to get started. Oh, Kelly's working on a hat. Cool. I know it's some beautiful earth tones that you're working on there, so that's awesome. So let me share with you and show you what our colors are today and what we are working with. So let's change the view here so that you can see my Addy machine. Here are the colors that we're working with today. I hope this focuses. So these are really pretty, like emerald, lime, blue, green as a mixed color. So this is Fun Fur. This is Lion Brand, but it's a fun fur. So I'm adding some fun in the project today. This one right here, this is a red heart. We have used red heart before. This is red heart as well. I'm going to put this into my yarn bin on the floor. And this one right here is Lion Brand as well, but it's Heartland. It's very soft, very soft. So this ball and this ball, well, this one's Heartland as well. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to put these in my bin on the floor. I have a bin, a clear bin, so the balls can unravel and not be on the floor. I just have to grab the tail and make sure that I have it up here. So we've already gotten a head start. I want to share with you and show you what it looks like thus far. So this is that plum color, this is the cream color, and this is that variegated color. And we have that fun fur in the middle of those colors. So I have it rolled up here because we have 100 rows already on the machine. And I have my little cheat sheet pattern that we're doing as I go along. I'll be marking off the rows just to make sure that I stay on track a little bit. So the next color that we are changing to is, let me look at my sheet here, this one. Move this out of the way. Actually, I should put this bowl on the bottom as well. So this color right here is really, I think it's really going to pop with this fun fur because it has those same colors in there. So let's get this one added. So in this one, I have to go to 117. I'm really curious to see what this is going to look like after it's all done. Yes, this project does have different colors and different textures. Um, I think it'll be fun. Fun for sure. Love how when I'm working on a project, the colors are just so vibrant and that change is so pretty. It's like a kaleidoscope wheel. This, I don't know if you can really tell this on the camera, but this is really picking up on this fun fur. It looks so pretty together. I'm gonna tie this color change yarn, decrease that gap. On this one, we're going to 117. This one is 17. So I'm doing a combination of 15 rows with the color, and then I'm going in with 4 rows of this fur, and then 15 rows of that same color again, and just alternating it that way. So this one is going to be just 4 rows of this. It's going to be one. A nice little accent. The main one of the things that I've been experiencing with this yarn is tangles. These fur fibers, they just cling around each other and don't want to let go. So I have to gingerly unravel. So just a little bit more on this one. Hopefully we will have enough. Back to previous color. Lots of color changing on this scarf. And so now, where's my pencil? We're going to 136. So I'm trying to decide if this is going to be another infinity or if it's going to be a flat scarf. Good morning, Pamela. This is our sponsor, everyone. Pamela is sponsoring today's scarf. Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's item. We have some bright colors, some vibrant colors, some very variegated colors, but I think they complement each other, especially with this fun fur. This fun fur kind of ties it all together as I'm tying the color change strings in there. So the number of rows that I'm going to do on this scarf, it's going to be a little over 220. It's going to be closer to 238. At least that's what my pattern says. But we'll see if I have enough yarn for that. Oh, thank you, Pam. You're welcome. Thank you. Going to 136 on this color, and this will actually be the end of this color. Once this ends, we're going to go back into the long. Ooh, I don't think we can get all the way back around with just this. So let's go as far as we can. It's halfway there. I think my slack is a little bit different. So let's go ahead and change this color. And we're going with the plum. Keep myself on track. So we're going to 151. Yarn ball is smashed down here. I gotta put it on the top. Whoa. And we need to roll this up so that it doesn't drag. I think having this a little bit longer than the 220 rows will be good for this scarf because the fun fur, it doesn't hold a lot of space and there's only 4 rows. So whereas a regular yarn may hold this amount of space with 4 rows, that fun fur only holds about half that or maybe less. So even though we have a higher number of rows, it'll still be about the same length. This one we're going to I'm glad I got a head start on this project. I started it before the live. Hopefully that will serve us well. To the fun fur for 4 rows. Take this out so you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually changing the color. Taking this color off and adding this color on. Holding this yarn while we change that color just to make sure everything knits. Give myself some slack here. See, this is the thing with this yarn. It likes to cling to itself. This one, we only need 4 more. We need to just reduce the rows because I'm running out of this bright fun fur. I'm gonna stop on this one here. 4. Change it back to plum. And we're going to 70. Color changing is so cool. Keeping track of all the changes in the pattern. I think it's fun. That's why I like that yarn that you used, Kelly, that had those color changes just, in the yarn. I think that was so pretty the way that yarn changed colors. It looked like you changed all of those colors manually. For this plum, we're going to the white. Top of over and that one. At 166 and 67. We need 3 more, now 2 more rows of this plum. This Now we're going to the white. And I have to put that ball on the top now. This one out. This one. Now we're going to 185. This up. You can see what we've done. The blossoms. And I'm going to tie this color change to close up that hole. We'll tighten it up later. We're at 177. I like the tension in this, even with the different fibers, you still have a good tension. This is 3, 4. This is the last white before we change the color. To the fun fur. Pull this a little shorter because our fun fur is bringing down. Some for the next row. Now, going back to another row of the white or cream. This is going to take us to 204. And we're at 190. What row? 190 or 191 now. I'm going to tie the color change, close this gap. Let's roll her up. We are at 198. One thing that I really do appreciate on this machine are the leg clamps, the the brackets that actually clamp the machine to the table. That is such a saver because I think this machine would be all over the place. Like I would have to use one hand to hold the leg and the arm if I didn't have these clamps on here. So I really appreciate that with this Addy machine. I think with the other machines that I've seen, like there's a Central, it has feet, suction cups for the legs, and I'm sure that's how they get that to stay on the table or to stay in place. Having something that keeps the machine in place is a must. Um, so for this, when you say create the pattern, are you referring to the color scheme? If you're referring to the color scheme, yes, I just made this up based on the colors that I have and using um, the yarn that I have. Because even though I have all of this scrap yarn, like yarn at the end of other projects, I'm trying to put it together so that it can create something beautiful. And these colors, I think, just go good together. So as far as the number of rows that we're doing on the scarf, um, as I was watching different videos and learning how to use the machine itself, I found that 220 is a good length for the infinity scarves that I'm doing in particular. Now, there's some people that definitely do longer length scarves that are not infinity scarves, but I just found that that's a good number for these. So that did not knit. Oh my goodness. I think that took some stitches off of the machine. Ay, ay, ay. I have to put these back on there because it didn't knit. This is what my crochet hook comes in handy for. I have to grab these stitches and put them back on the hook. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm going to have to push this one back down. We need stitch markers to the rescue. Here I am getting a head start, and now it's going to take more time just to get this back on track. I'm using these stitch markers to grab the stitches so that I can put them back on the hook. Because this I need another surgery tool. There. And oh wait, I need to uh, use my hook so that I can get the right stitch on here, which is this one. Then put it back on the machine. Then do that with this one. find this other stitch. Finger's still too big. There we go. This one has to go back on the machine. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I just pulled this one off. Oh my goodness, I'm taking all of them off. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know if I can salvage this because they keep coming off. Maybe this will be a cow, meaning shorter, a lot shorter. So this one back on. Why did this not? I think I still missed. I don't know if that did it. Oh no, I think I may have to do some creative stitching. Like we may need to crochet a flower on there. I may need to crochet a flower and put it on this scarf. Put that side together. So, pull down. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some mending. Well, this will be the last of this faux fur because this is the end of it. So there is a color change here for one last color. We are at 209 right now, but honestly, I think I need to. Where was that? Yeah, this. We have a few stitches that has a gap. Yep. So I'm just gonna have to get creative and mend that because I'm gonna keep going with the colors. We're gonna put a knit patch in that hole. So the last color is this variegated plum. Yep, I see it. I see the gap. Can you see it in the camera? Right, Pam? So I'm like, oh no. But it can be fixed. Everything can be fixed. I will just get my crochet hook and crochet it together and create a pretty flower and put it on there. Yeah, let's see where it is in the camera. So it's right here. Let's see where it is. It's right here. But we're going to go to 220, actually. We're at 217. We're going to add a few more rows, and then we're going to add our waste yarn, and that'll be the end. So 219, and then one more row here. 220. So now we're going to add our waste yarn, and that helps us take the project off the machine. And it also helps us to be able to see the stitches as we're seaming it together. For us to benefit with the waste yarn. So now I'm just going to keep winding until it comes off of the machine. So we can assist. Let's move the machine. Taking off the brackets. Let's see here. I'm going to need these stitch markers actually. Pull up these stitches, but before I do that, oh, here it is right here, right on this side. These are the stitches that I need to put stitch markers on so they don't keep falling. But first we clean. Okay. So here's our flower. And I'm going to hook these so they don't continue to fall. But this one is dropped, so I need to pick it up. So it looks like it's just three. We lost three stitches. So on this side, I need to, I don't know how I'm going to find the stitches in this fun fur. I mean, that's virtually impossible. Just going to grab these purple ones. So this is this one. This one should be another one. Okay, so I have three hooks on this side and three hooks on this side. These are the stitches that aren't connected. So what I'm going to do is stitch these together. And like I said, I may add something on here, like a embellishment flower. We're gonna get creative. We have to get creative here. So now I'm going to just go ahead and turn this all the way on the out on the wrong side so that I can. Is this the wrong side? No, this is yeah, it's the wrong side. So that I can tie those ends together, and then we can see what our colors look like together. Miss Pam says, "Welcome to my world." Are you meaning like the drop stitches? Isn't that so frustrating? Frustrating when you have that happen. You can see just how different the yarns are by how they gather together. Like this one is fluffier, this one is much softer, so it's kind of tighter. This one's a little bit stiffer, but the fun fur in between here is just so cute and cool. Okay, so all these color changes, I need to tie this yarn. All is not lost. So the first ones are going to be here. These two. Oh, yes. Um, I'm glad it was only three stitches too, and that we caught them. I was able to add the stitch markers in there. But now the creativity begins or continues. So I'm just tying a few knots on the places where we had the color change. And since this is going to be a double walled scarf, I can just cut these ends and keep them on the inside. Tying it so that the project doesn't pucker, but so that that hole on the other side is eliminated. I think most of the color changing, I try to keep the color same stitch, but that doesn't always happen if I run out of the yarn. I think there may be one or two that aren't in this row right here. Maybe on the other side. Yep, this is still going to be a project that will be completed on the fundraiser page. I feel it. This Lion Brand Heartland yarn is so soft. Lion Brand is one of my favorite brands of yarn. They have a chunky one that I like. Actually, the one that we used for the stem and our bookmark flower, that green, that's a Lion Brand as well. So soft. Oh, this was the where it ran out of that color. I'm still willing to try faux fur again, even though we had that situation. I think it's a fun accent to any project. I actually did add it to a hat in an off-camera project. Oops. So I had added fun fur to this hat here. Oh, you can see it, which is cool, right? And then I added the fun fur to this one, but this fur had baubles in it. But I don't know if you can see the little fibers. So it does look really good in a hat as well. I think this is my first time adding it to a scarf. Those were some off-air projects. Okay, I think this is the last of our loose ends. Let's make sure. Nope, here's one. that all? Did that one? Okay, so I think that's all of our loose ends. So let's turn it to the right side. Oh, you know what? I got all. Oh no. Yes. I got all discombobulated with that. I didn't even leave myself a long tail. I'm just gonna have to add yarn back to it. Look at it. It's cute. We have this color with the faux fur. We have this with the faux fur. This plum. This one in the middle. This plum again, and then this white. So when we put them together, it's going to be really cute. Okay, so this is the end. I actually need to add more to this tail so that I can seam it together. I'm just going to tie a knot on here. A really tight one. Okay. And I'm going to cinch this up a little bit. Not very much. The tail end of our project that we're sewing, it's actually going to be on the right because we are working from right to left. So it's this way. And this is going to be on the top. So we're going to seam up this end with this end. Add my darning needle. Thank you, Kelly. I like this as well. That's a good question, Pam. So I think what happened when I was adding, because it happened when I was adding this fur right here. So I think the fur just didn't, like, I don't think I had enough slack for it to get in the groove and get picked up when I started to add it. So the needles, because the pins are coming up and down, they're looking to catch that next stitch. So they're looking to catch the next stitch and release the last stitch that they had on their back. So they released the last stitch, but they didn't catch this one. And I think it just wasn't, I didn't have enough slack. It wasn't in the right place. I didn't make sure that it was down far enough. Lesson learned, right? So on this, with having this waste yarn on here, it's so much easier to see the stitches. So we're going to go into this first stitch on the same side with this little hook on here. Okay. I think this knot that I added is making it happen. What is really going on here? Okay. I'm trying to go on the other side into this stitch, the first one. And it's this knot. Once we get past this knot, I think it will. I'm hoping it will stop giving me issues. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go in this one and in the previous stitch and in the next stitch. With a little bit of extra work because of this knot. I think the knot is causing me issues. I know it is. So I'm going to have to do this different. Yeah, I'm not gonna continue with this. Let's see. So I think I'm going to use my crochet hook to crochet it together. Yes, this white part is the waste yarn. So that's going to come off after we seam the ends together. So I'm having issue because I first forgot to leave a long tail so that I can weave this in. So now I have this knot that's getting in the way. So I'm going to have to crochet this together all the way around instead of weaving it. So that's what we're going to do over on the fundraiser page because we are at the hour. So I'm going to leave this darning needle. I'm going to make another knot here and use my crochet hook to weave this in. And then we're going to come back on this side and get creative with picking up these, connecting these three stitches on this side and these three on this side because we've got this peephole that we don't want. Pam said, thank you for explaining. Yes, absolutely. If I'm able to share, I will definitely share it. Let's see, any other questions here? Hey, Ship Queen over on Instagram joining us. Thank you for joining and tuning in. So, I do want to hold up to say that this project is sponsored by Pam, Pamela, this beautiful scarf here that we're still working on, that we're going to finish over on the fundraiser page. If you're not on the fundraiser page, comment page, and I'll make sure to add you over there. These colors are so cute together. I love them. And it's going to be amazing once we finish this and add a little surprise on here. But I'm going to do that on the fundraiser page. But one thing that I did want to share before we ended was our sponsors. Oh my goodness, the donations continue to come in, and I am beyond excited to continue knitting in November. So all of my spaces are filled for November. I'm so excited. But I'm still knitting. You can still donate. I'm going to create an overflow calendar, an overflow calendar. You say that fast 5 times. And the overflow calendar isn't going to have dates on it. It's just going to have spaces for the additional items that are sponsored. So you can still donate, you can still sponsor items, and I'm going to continue to knit. And I'm committed to knitting every item that's sponsored in November. So I'll keep doing the daily live knitting, but there will probably be some projects that I'll be knitting offline, but I'll make sure to share those with you and show those as well, just so that everyone can continue to see what they've sponsored. Thank you, Kelly, for joining. Thank you, Pam, for joining us as well. And I will see you tomorrow.